So I think that, this whole aspect of the spirituality behind the Obon, to an extent, yeah, the people that attend it now don't maybe not know it as much, the history behind it, and why they have this huge festival once a year.
Obon and Bon Odori. Obon Festival is one of the most prominent events celebrated by the Japanese American community. As you may know, it is a very festive affair that takes place in the summer with lots of food offering and fun and joy Bon Odori dancing. Obon is of Buddhist origin and seeks to serve and express gratitude to our ancestors. We cannot see our ancestors, but they are returning to our heart, and the best way to honor their memory is to extend a hearty welcome to them as one would to very important guests. This custom found its way from India to China, where it was modified to include the living as well as the spirits of the deceased. It was in this form that the custom was introduced to Japan. The whole concept of Obon is to welcome home the return of ancestral spirits and the souls of departed members of the family, and to hold a warm-hearted communion with us who are living. where dancers would visit homes of those who had recently lost members of their family. This custom has evolved into the current form of Bon Odori. The foregoing is a brief historical background of Obon and Bon Odori.
You know, I got started in this Obon dancing coming to the community center, and there was a fellow named Sam Kimura, and he said, how about gals coming over here to the center on Friday nights, and we'll start doing ondo dancing for exercise. And I said, wow, that is, really great. I really like it. Well, it kept going on, and we were practicing, and then it came to the Obon season, and I said, oh, and they're going to be learning to do Obon dancing. And I thought, wow. Then I found out why they're doing the Obon dancing. Now, I have to say that I'm a Christian, and so I felt, though, that I really liked their thinking about, or their philosophy of dancing for people that have passed away. And I really felt like, since I like to dance anyway, this is really great. And then by learning these dances and going to the various temples, I see people, and every one of them that I go to, I see friends, and I said, oh, this is really, really, really great. I just love it. Probably that gosh show, especially when we get to the part where, we go like this and we bow. And I think of all the dances that I've learned so far, that one is most meaningful.
It was a cultural event. What I'm seeing now is it still is. It hasn't necessarily changed at all. You still get thousands and thousands of people that come out. And you still get the ages from elementary school kids to the older niseis now. And they come out and support each other. You see different ethnic groups now that come out. And they're not just coming out to sit and watch. They actually get out there, and though they haven't been going to the Odo practice, doesn't stop them. They all come out and dance. And so it's a good thing. It's bringing the community together. It's bringing the generations together.
One of the greatest things about Obon, or the festivals, is that it's become such a multi-ethnic space, in that, yes, it was traditionally a Japanese-American celebration, bringing in the Japanese-American community intergenerationally, but now I think it's grown to be such a multi-ethnic, diverse space where not just Japanese-Americans, but their friends, people who are interested in Japanese culture or food even, right? Because there's a lot of Japanese food there. People go there and they gather and they get even more involved, or they become more interested in Japanese American culture.
I started dancing at a really early age, and I think that was because being Yonsei, I wasn't really connected with the Japanese culture, and my grandparents really wanted me to. And so being able to do odori and, obon dancing was a way to connect to those roots. And it was also a way, I think, for me to be able to experience, I think, what my grandparents did. Because growing up, they would always share stories about how they would attend all the obon festivals back in Japan. And they brought they actually, from the war, like, one of the things they were able to save was their hoppy coats and different, like, I guess the hair pieces, I don't know the Japanese word to say it, but I mean, like, then they kind of were able to at least pass it down to my parents, and then my mom passed it down to me, and so it was kind of a way, I think, to stay connected with my Japanese culture, but also being able to do it in America, it adds a very, I guess, Japanese-American feel to it, because I think, at least in America, it's not just about the dancing too, it's also about, coming together with your community.
The most memorable thing is running around in the field next to Obon and shooting water guns at all my cousins when they were really little.
And
Well, my parents have been members of the San Fernando Temple ever since I was a baby. So I think I've always been involved in Obon every year since I've been alive.
so is that why it's important to you?
Yes, I think that's why it's important to me. It's also because, like, it's almost like a remembrance of your ancestors that have passed away, so that too.
So what's your favorite dancing moment?
The year that Obon happened, before Obon, my grandpa had passed away, so all of my cousins and like my aunts and uncles all joined together in the last dance of Obon.
Shiawassee Samba has been something that I remember doing since I was really young and something I could easily do with my eyes closed. And then 1+1 is something that's turned into something I've gotten my friends to do that won't dance. In my entire family, I have 4 generations that are there every year together. It's me, my mom, my grandma, and my great-grandma. We have our chairs set out early and we sit together and eat and I dance. So it's been something that's really special to our family.
The Obon has really evolved from the more traditional tankabushi, and it's really transformed into a new youth culture with dances like Lady Gaga and Michael Jackson. And it's really great because we get to share our youth culture with the older generation, and also it's nice because we can really relate to it. So we can do the traditional Japanese dancing, but we can also have a taste of something we know, something more current.
Obon is
Fun.
entertaining.
Engaging.
Traditional.
Multicultural. Enjoyable.
Nostalgic.
Exciting.
Social.
Food.
Taiko.
Dancing.
Ancestor.
Amusing.